Hey everyone, how are you? In this video, we are going to solve the Leetcode problem of the day, and the problem is design spreadsheet. This is another design problem which we are getting since few days on Leetcode as a daily problem. And let's go through the problem and then we are going to solve it. So we have to design a spreadsheet which is a grid with 26 columns. So the number of columns are fixed and the labels are from A to Z, and a given number of rows. Each cell in the spreadsheet can hold an integer value between 0 to 10 is to power 5. So basically we have to design a spreadsheet which will look something like this, what you can see on the screen right now. You will have some number of rows and the columns are fixed. The columns are total 26, something like this. We have column A, then column B, up to column Z. The number of rows will be given to us as an input. We have to implement this spreadsheet class, and in this class the constructor, the init method, will receive the number of rows which your spreadsheet will have. Next we have to implement the method void setCell. In this we have to set the value of a particular cell. You will be given the cell as a string cell and the value which you need to set for a particular cell. The cell reference is provided in the format of AX, example A1, B10, where the letter represents the column from A to Z and the number represents a one indexed row. For example, somebody can call the setCell method with cell value as A100 and value as, let us say, 150. So you will have to go to the column number A in your data. So let's go to the column number A. This is our column number A, and then you'll have to go to the row number 100, and this is the row. So we have to set this particular cell value as 150. Initially all values are 0, we have to set it as 150. And understanding the format of the cell is very important. It is something like AX, where A will be the column, it can be from A to Z, and X will be the row, it can be from 1 to the number of rows we have. And the important thing is it is a one indexed row. Next is we have to implement the method resetCell. It will receive a cell as an input, so you will be given a cell reference and you will have to reset the value of that particular cell as 0. Now let us say somebody calls the resetCell method and the value they pass is A100. So this time you'll have to go to the column number A, row number 100, and make the value there as 0, back to 0, right? And then we have a getValue which is a little bit complex. I won't say it is too complex, but just a little bit. So in this we are given a formula. We have to evaluate a formula of the form which is equal to x plus y. Now understanding this form is important. This is our formula which is equal to x plus y. In this formula, x and y are either cell reference or a non-negative or a positive, I can say, integers. We have to return the computed sum. Now let's focus on this formula. In this formula, x and y both are either of the two things. Either it can be a positive number, let us say 100, or this can be, let us say, 200. Any positive number they can be, or they can be a cell reference as 150, or I can say x26, that is the column number x, row number 26. Now this get value should be implemented in such a way that if in the formula the x is, let us say, A150, then you will have to consider this as a cell and you will have to fetch the value of that particular cell. So let us say right now the value at A150 is, let us say, 120. And similarly for y as well, if this is a cell reference, you will have to fetch its value, and let us say its value initially is 0. Now if both are cell reference, you will have to fetch the value of those cells, let's say 120 and 0, and return the sum. 120 plus 0 is 120. You will have to return an integer. But let us say the value of x here in the formula is A150 and the value of y is 200. So since the value of y is 200, there is no cell reference. So you will have the first number coming from x as the cell reference, which is A150, and the number is 120, and the second number as 200, which is a positive integer. So if I show you the example, if this is your formula, let us say equal to 5 plus 7. So here x is 5, y is 7. So you will have to just return 12. Both are positive integers. But if you get a formula as a1 plus 6 equal to a1 plus 6, then you'll have to consider x as a1, which is a cell reference. At a1 they have set the value as 10. So 10 is your first value and your second value is a positive integer. Y is a positive integer, it's not a cell reference. So you will have to say 10 plus 6, which is 16. Or let us say this one. In this particular formula, the x is a1, which is a cell reference. Y is b2, which is a cell reference. a1 is 0, b2 is 15. So the sum is 15. Basically b2 is set as 15, a1 is set as 10, but later on we got a reset value of a1, that is reset the value of a1 to 0. So at this time a1 is 0, b2 is 15, so 15 plus 0 is 15. I think this is a very straightforward design problem. We can solve it in a very easy way, and let's try to do it. First of all, we are going to store our data, right? Now the problem says that we have to store 26 columns and we have to store the rows number of rows, right? So let's create a two-dimensional data, something like this. If you see here, this looks like a 2D data, right? This is a two-dimensional array. And that's what a spreadsheet looks like. So let us say self.data is equal to a two-dimensional array, right? Now every row in your data is going to store 26 columns, and initially the value is going to be 0, right? So 26 columns and all are 0, and we have to store the rows number of rows, but they are saying that the rows is one indexed row. So what we can do is we can say for underscore in range of rows plus 1. Let's create one more row. The row number 0 will be discarded, that is for index number 0, but then we can calculate our row number and directly use it as an index. So this is our initial data. Once we have stored our initial data, now let us try to set the value of a cell. Now to set the value of a cell, we have to calculate the row and the column at which we need to set our value. Both are going to come from this cell, right? Now if you see the format is AX, right? This is given here. The formula or the format is AX. So the first index is actually the column. So I can say cell of 0, that's the column, right? And the row is going to be whatever we have apart from the first character, right? It can be, let us say, A100. So A is the column, 100 is the row. So I can say cell, then from index number 1 to the last index. So now we have calculated the row and calculated the column. But column is given as a alphabet, right? From A to Z. So we need to convert it back to an index. So I can say whatever is the Unicode character of this particular column label, I would say minus 65. 65 is the Unicode for A, right? So this formula is going to give us what is the index of my current label from A to Z. And this formula is going to give me the row directly as a number, but I can convert it back to integer because we are extracting it from a string. And now I can say self.data of the current row and the current column which we have just calculated is going to be the given value, right? Now just to optimize these two lines, I can say let's cut this particular value and paste it directly here. No need to create another two variables for it. Let's cut this value and paste it here. So we have self.data for this particular row and this particular column set as this particular value which is given in the method. Now let us go to the next method, which is to reset the cell. I want to reset the value of the cell, and the cell is given as an input or an argument in the method. I can actually use the setCell method here. So I can say self.setCell. I want to call this setCell method. I want to call this setCell method with this particular cell value, and the value which I want to set is 0, right? And now let us go to the next method, which is getValue. Now in this getValue method, we have a formula, right? The formula is equal to x plus y. I want two numbers. I want to add those two numbers, and I want to return the value of it, right? So I can say I want two numbers A and I want the second number as B, right? And I'm going to get both the numbers from the formula, right? So I can say formula, and first of all, let me actually ignore this particular equal to, right? We don't need to consider the equal to. We just need to know the value of x and y. So I can say let's fetch the value of formula from index number 1 and then split this particular string using the character plus, right? So now this A is going to store the value of x, B is going to store the value of y. Now A and B can be our integer if they both are positive integers, something like equal to 5 plus 7. But they can be a cell reference, right? How can I find that this A and B are cell reference or not? So I could simply say A of 0, if A of 0 is an alphabet. So dot is alpha. If the first character is an alphabet, it means this particular A is actually a cell reference. I want to get the value at that particular cell. So I can say A is equal to, I can make use of this particular logic. Let me copy this particular logic. This time I don't want to set the value, I want to fetch the value. So I can say self.data, and what is the cell? The cell actually is the A here, right? A is the cell reference, and here the cell reference is not cell, it is actually A, right? A is the cell reference which we just found out. So I can replace the value of cell as A, and now this is going to give me the value which is stored at this particular cell. And I'm going to reset the value of variable A, which will now be equal to the cell value at that particular reference. And I can do the same with the B as well, right? So now here we have reset the value of A and B if they are a cell reference, right? So now I have the value of A and I have the value of B. I can return the value of A and B. I can say A plus B, right? And better to convert it back to integer, right? Because initially they are strings, and if they are not fetched from the cell reference, then they will be a string, right? So I have to convert it back to integer. So now this looks like the complete code for this particular problem. Now I can submit this, and this is going to pass all the test cases in a very efficient way. So yes, you can see the runtime is good, the memory used is good as well, and the code is clean as well. You can read the code, you can understand the code just by looking at it, right? So it is a very clean code. So guys, that's it for this video. If this video has helped you to understand the problem and solve it in an easy way, then make sure that you are hitting that like button. And if you have any questions, then put it in the comment box, and I will see you guys in the next video. I want to see you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching this one.